something we ain't never seen.
Gentlemen, welcome to a big night. A big show. Ladies and gentlemen, everybody in the studio right now, give it up right now for Angie Stone. And the crazy thing right now is you got everybody in D.C., Maryland, Virginia, New York City, Philadelphia right now. Everybody in Detroit, everybody in Atlanta, Georgia, Charlotte, Virginia, and the list goes on and on and on. And guess what? They all are just celebrating. I was talking to everybody before you actually came into the studio.
Really?
Folks are like, man, they are so excited. Jump right on into this exclusive interview. You and I, we were on BET.
Right.
And Lift Every Voice. Big shout out to our producer, Christian. An amazing guy. Thank you, Christian, for all of what you do for Lift Every Voice, BET, and for the nation.
I'm supposed to have left Soul Train Awards. Of course, Corey pops up. I'm on the big machine getting my little, slot machine.
I didn't think you was going to tell that part.
I
Go ahead.
gotta tell that part because that's the real Angie Stone.
You got to go back.
Okay.
Because if you going to be open and honest, then I sat back, I saw him winning all that money.
No, you didn't. Did you do it?
I said, we'll put me some money in the machine too, I'm like, I keep seeing her hit. I'm like, I want to hit too. So I go put my little money in. She said, Corey, let me tell you, scared money don't make no money. You remember you said that to me?
Right.
Yeah.
But keep going. I want you to come do the show. And I said, well, I got to see because I only had that one night there. Anyway, after we did the Soul Train Awards, I had a young lady come up to me on the stage while we was doing the Stevie Wonder finale. And she says, hey, we need you for the show tomorrow. We'll take care of everything. So, of course, they made all the necessary arrangements for me to stay. And thank God I was obedient, even though the enemy was trying to deter me from that very, very special moment of transition in my life. I went and I sat down with you and we started to talk. And all I can tell you is it was some overwhelming moments in that interview, and I didn't know what God was doing, but I trusted whatever it was he was doing. So I sat there, and as we began to talk, layers of skin began to come off me. Like I was actually, layers were coming off. And you said something to me that really, really broke the mold. And then you said something. After all of that, I could see in your eyes you were concerned. But you said to me, you said, I love you, Angie. Every time I see you, there was a drawing spirit between you and I. And you said, it's not until you turn your back that people see just how many arrows have been shot in your back. Nobody sees the hurt or the pain. I had told you I don't really get on the internet that much because the people are cruel. People are genuinely cruel. People that don't know me, and I'm mush at the end of the day. You can't just keep throwing daggers at me, even though I might have a tough exterior. On the inside, I cry like everyone else. But when you made me aware that I was transparent, I knew that it was through your spiritual eye you could see were mixed with tears of joy because of your spiritual eye being able to expose even me to myself. You know what? You let me know beyond a shadow of a doubt that God was in you and God was using you to connect the dots with me. And that particular trip, what a lot of people don't know about that Soul Train Awards, it was the first time I had actually, I really wasn't supposed to be there. I called Paxton Baker, who's a good friend of mine, and I said, Paxton, I really want to be a part of this year's, Soul Train Awards. I had received 2 Lady Soul Awards many years ago, but I've been a keep up the soul for a minute, and I worked very hard on my album, Rich Girl, and I felt like I needed a presence. I had switched so many managers. I had so many different people doing the thing. I said, you know what, Angie, you need to ask. It needs to come from your mouth. Because God said, we have not because we ask not. So I stopped trusting everybody else to do what I needed to do for myself. So I picked up the phone and I made the call. And Paxton, who has been very diligent and very, very, very supportive, went in like a turbo booster. And lo and behold, between he and all the other people, Bart that works over at BT, they made it happen. My label, everybody backed down at the last minute. Paxton them actually flew me in, put me up, kept me there, and then on top of that, lifted was kept me there even longer. And the breakthrough that I got in my life that night surpasses any.
When we talk about this radio station and we talk about giving you inspiration, Angie Stone tonight, she is the definition of that inspiration that we talk about every night. That inspiration that when we play songs like this, to see people do it, not just singing it, not just singing I give myself away, but literally doing it. When we come right back, we'll talk about what happened on the plane. 3 weeks later, she ends up in Africa with us. We'll talk about that. It's all happening right here and right now. I'm Corey Condry, and welcome to CoCo Brother Live.
Thing I can ever imagine.
I want to do this. I want to come.